What's up, ninjas? Today we're going to be checking out the Adams Arms rifle length piston driven kit. This video will also apply to any length piston kit that they offer. So let's get right into it. So out of the box, you get the Adams Arms piston bolt carrier. Very nice. We get this particular one is the micro adjustable P series. So we got the P series micro adjustable gas block. They also offer the P1 style gas block and the non-adjustable micro gas block. So I like the adjustable one. So this is a 5-position gas block. It's great for running suppressed. I actually have 2 of these already. One of them is the P1 style, and then I also have one like this on my 300 Blackout. This is a little spacer for your barrel. Sometimes you may need to run this spacer, but we will check measurements and I'll go over all that with you guys. So we got a spacer here for the gas block. This is not included in the kit, but I did also pick up the Adams Arms 15-inch handguard. I just did a little video on a custom camo paint job, so check that out if you haven't already. So we have the barrel nut. It's very good quality. Now you don't have to use the Adams Arms handguard, but I recommend that you do just because it's easier. But if you don't want to, Adams Arms does have a list of handguards that will work with their piston kits. We have the Long Boy rifle length piston rod. So like I said, they do offer these. They do offer these in pistol, carbine, mid, and rifle length. I've actually never seen a rifle length build with the Adams Arms, so I may be the first to ever do it. One more thing. We have our bolt spring. So with a piston driven, your bolt spring goes here. And actually, I'm going to clean this up, but this is why I like piston guns. Okay, look how dirty this gets on a DI gun. This is pulled out of the budget build. All of this carbon buildup here. On a piston gun, you'll never get this little fouling here. All this will remain clean. The only thing that gets dirty is the face of the bolt and maybe a little bit on the lugs and the area where your gas block is. So that's really why I like the Adams Arms piston kit as well as other piston guns, is because I absolutely hate with a passion cleaning all of this shit off of the bolt. So this is, like I said, from the budget build. I'm stealing this. Mr. Tactical, I'm sorry, but I will get you another bolt, or I'll get myself another bolt and give you this one back. One other thing, whenever you do this, you want to remove your gas rings. So remove the gas rings, put this in place, and then everything will go back like normal. But I'm going to go ahead and clean this up and we'll get to installing this. So right now we're going to go ahead and pull off the gas rings. You just take a little pick or anything really. So we don't need the gas rings. All we have to do to install it now is put this spring on, shove this bolt inside the carrier, make sure we got it lined up properly. Go ahead and put in the cam pin like normal. Let that go forward. Drop in your firing pin, and then we can put in the retainer pin. So just like that, we have a completely assembled bolt carrier group. And now we're ready to put the barrel and gas block on. You just want to take your barrel, there's a little nub right there, and that will line up with the little cutout in your upper. Like so. Slide your barrel nut over the barrel and thread this on. Now you want to have some kind of lube on here. Ideally you'd want grease, but I can't find my grease right now. Just a little oil to keep the threads from seizing. So Adams Arms does have instructions on their website on torque specs and everything, so I'm going to go ahead and look those up. So it says tighten the barrel nut to 20 to 30 foot-pounds, a minimum of 4 times, so go back and forth doing that 4 times for optimal thread engagement. Final installation of the barrel nut should be 30 to 80 foot-pounds. So it does look like we're going to need some shims on this one. As you can see, This does not line up with the hole, and I can't really tighten it down much further than it is. So we'll go ahead and break out the shims. We'll just start with one. So slide the shim on. See if that gets us any closer. I think that might do it after we torque it down. Okay, there's 30. Still doesn't line up. We might be able to up the torque a little bit. That's 42. Keep going. As long as we don't go past 80, we should be good. That is 51. Let's see if we're close. I think we're close. That actually might be perfect. This little notch here lines up perfectly with the gas tube hole. Now we can go ahead and install the gas block. So the gas block just slides over like so. Now here's something that you guys, if you're doing this, you need to take note of. You want to do this with your bolt installed, and I'll show you why. All right, so for the first installation, you want to pull this spring off. You want to slide your drive rod down in the hole, and then put your gas block into the piston cup. Perfect. A couple things we want to make sure. We need adequate clearance. So you want a little bit of gap, and that's why they include the spacer. So you want between 0.015 and 0.025 inches. They say that is about the width of 2 business cards. So I'm gonna go ahead and get my caliper out and measure this, but this spacer should be just enough, but we'll double check real quick. So this actually might be okay. The reason why you want to do it without the spring is because the spring will just push it forward. Let me check that measurement. So we're looking at 0.02 on the dot, which is just good enough. So now that our clearance is good, we can pull the gas block off and put the spring back on the drive rod, and then reassemble the whole thing. Then you just want to make sure your gas block is aligned. A good way to do that is to just see if this can spin without binding up. And it does. So that's good. Now I like to put rock set on these bottom screws here. And the torque spec on these is 55 to 75 inch-pounds. And I double checked, we're still free spinning. We still have our clearance here. So now we're ready to install the handguard. Pretty easy to install the handguard. Slides over. And you have 4 screws, 2 on each side, and I would recommend using blue Loctite. I don't have any right now, so I'm just gonna screw them in, but I will get some before I go shoot this thing. That's gonna be it for this video, guys. Hope you guys liked the Adams Arms piston-driven build. I still have to get a scope for this thing, and I have a cherry bomb coming so we can put the suppressor on it. But yeah, I like the way this turned out. The paint job is pretty sick, and the fact that it's piston driven is going to be much more reliable and just a cleaner shooting gun. If you guys have any other questions about the Adams Arms system or just anything at all, let me know down in the comments. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and
subscribe, motherfucker.